Wrestlemania 2000 review, alright? Listen, man. So, WrestleMania 2000, aka WrestleMania 16, was hosted April 2nd of 2000. I got notes. April 2nd of 2000. It was live from the Arrowhead Pond in Anaheim, California. According to the numbers that was on the pay-per-view itself, there was a live attendance of 19,776 people. Okay. First thing that we seen on the show was none other than Lillian Garcia singing the United States national anthem, which was absolutely beautiful in my opinion. Shit basically made me patriotic. Like, while she was singing, like, I felt it, bro. I felt patriotism like no other. Like, I have not felt that patriotic in a long time, other than that moment. Now, so not so much, right? But like, in that moment, the patriotism in me was real. Crowd was absolutely losing their mind. Like, even while she was singing, they were like, oh shit, like she's really hitting these notes. And I was too. I was like, damn, like this is like an outstanding performance. Like, I had to give her a round of applause by the end of it. I was with the crowd, man. It was awesome. So yeah, first match of the night though was none other than the Godfather teaming with D'Lo Brown, who at this time were like teaming pretty frequently, versus the Big Boss Man and Bull Buchanan, which at this time is a relatively newly formed tag team. So I'm not really sure why they decided to have a tag match, but regardless, this was the opening match of the night. During Godfather and D'Lo Brown's entrance, their entrance theme was performed by Ice-T, which at the time was a relatively big name in the hip-hop industry. Okay, so yeah, that happened, which, if this ever happens during somebody's entrance, they're automatically like, their star status is like up here. Okay, it goes from here to up here. All right, if someone's performing your theme song for you to walk out to, and so it's awesome. So the way I'm gonna be reviewing these matches is I'm just gonna be going over notable moments, mainly the finish, to be honest, but if there's some cool spots thrown in there, I'll touch up on those. So Bull Buchanan, who according to commentary, according to motherfucking Jim Ross, all right, says that this guy stands at 6 feet 7 inches tall and allegedly weighs 300 pounds. Okay, these are his words. Not exactly, I'm paraphrasing, but regardless. This guy, he, in a singular bound, okay, goes from the mat of the ring, jumps up to the top rope, like LA Knight style, jumps up to the top rope, and when he's up there, imagine he's facing this way, okay? When he's up there, he leaps backwards and like midair turns his body and hits like a clothesline cane style onto D'Lo Brown. This is like super impressive, you know. And he, around this time, he was doing, you know, similar spots, and I'm like, damn, like, you know, why didn't they not do more than this guy other than have him be like an undercard jobber, you feel me? But whatever, maybe perhaps I'm missing something. Maybe I just need to watch more of the product of this time in order to see where his career goes. But as it stands, you know, he's an undercard guy. He is opening a match for WrestleMania, which is a big deal, I'm not gonna lie. So the match ends when Bull Buchanan dives off the top rope and hits D'Lo Brown with a leg drop, which is absolutely a massive leg drop. Okay, that's 300 pounds coming at you from like over 6 feet 7 inches tall, right? Because he's up on the top rope. Boom, hits his ass. I know that shit had to hurt, man. A fucking leg drop off the top rope, man, his size. It's not awesome, but it was awesome to witness. Okay, yeah, pins D'Lo Brown for the win. After the match, Big Boss Man and Bull Buchanan chase after the Godfather's hose, which was kind of awesome. Unfortunately, this did not lead to anything throughout the night. I was kind of wishing there would be a segment during the show, but there wasn't, unfortunately. Match number 2, we have the 13-man battle royal for the Hardcore Championship. Okay, the champion at this time, Hardcore Holly, is basically starting off the 24/7 rule for the Hardcore Championship. And there is one match in particular that stands out, and that's the one where he is at, like, I don't want to say it's an amusement park, it's more of an arcade play place type deal, and the Mean Street Posse is after his ass. They're all trying to like pin him, but like let's say one of them gets a pin on him, you know, the other one will like rip him off and like go for the pin, and it will kind of be that deal. And Hardcore Holly manages to escape every time. Okay, every single time. Very entertaining stuff. So the people okay, hold on. The match rules. It's called a battle royal, but it's not your standard traditional battle royal. These 13 guys are in the match. It's a hardcore match. Okay. There's a 15-minute time limit, and the championship can change hands as many times as like within the 15-minute time period. All that matters is who's champion at the end of the match. Okay. So the 13 people involved are obviously Crash Holly, the champion, Taz, Farouk and Bradshaw of the Acolytes, Funaki and Takamichinoku of Kai and Tai, Mosh and Thrasher of the Headbangers, Viscera, the Mean Street Posse, which is comprised of Pete Gas, Rodney, and Joey Abs, as well as Hardcore Holly. So all 13 guys. All right, so the way I'm gonna review this match is I'm just gonna be going over who had the championship and who they lost it to, because the championship just changed hands many times throughout the match. So Crash Holly goes in as champion, but he lost it to Taz, who lost it to Viscera, who lost it to Funaki, who lost it to Rodney, who lost it to Joey Abs, who lost it to Headbanger Thrasher, who lost it to Pete Gas, which Pete Gas in this match was fucking, his whole face was like bloody as hell. It was awesome. Fucking Pete Gas rules for that shit. Pete Gas loses it to Taz, so Taz becomes maybe he was champion before this, but twice in this match he has become hardcore champion, which is awesome. Taz loses it to Crash Holly, who loses it to Hardcore Holly. I think that's a total of 10, right? I could be fucking, I messed up my finger counts here, but you know, you get the idea. It changes hands several times. So yeah, Hardcore Holly last second pins Crash Holly to become the hardcore champion. It's not my personal favorite hardcore match, but because there are 13 people involved in this match, it does make the hardcore championship feel more prestigious, just because of you have like so many people going for it in a single match. Now, granted, these 13 people aren't like the most, you know, star-studded guys, but like every single guy in this match feels like a big deal, just from their presentation alone. Everyone during this time period feels like a big star. Let me just flip my notes here. Brief intermission. Okay, third match of the night was Al Snow teaming up with Steve Blackman versus Test and Albert with Trish Stratus in their corner. Okay, so after Al Snow and Steve Blackman make their entrance, Al Snow hops on the mic and he announces this guy in a cheese suit, like a triangular cheese suit, and in the middle of the cheese suit is like a hole where they, you know, you can see the guy's face, and then on the fucking back side of the suit you have like two holes where like their ass cheeks would be at, right? Not bare ass cheeks, mind you. He's in a yellow skin tight suit, but you can see, like, you know, the shape of his ass cheeks. Yeah. Al Snow announces Cheesy McCheeserton, who is the cheese guy. Don't ask. Don't ask. There's just some silly shit that was going on during the time. It's very entertaining though. So yeah, this guy rolls out. Fucking Steve Blackman is not happy about it. The whole crowd is like chanting cheesehead, because like this was a running joke that was running through their time. Fucking Steve Blackman. Al Snow was trying to saddle Steve Blackman with a gimmick, and he was just not having it with any of them. So yeah, that's their deal. Yeah, the match ends when Test hits an elbow drop off the top rope onto Steve Blackman, pinning his ass to win the match. So TNA, the team of Test and Albert, win the second match of the night. Which, in my opinion, this is going to be a little bit of foreshadowing. In my opinion, has already established that, you know, so far 2 heel teams have gone over, okay? And this is going to be a running thing throughout the night. Also, shit, did I fucking state that there were spoilers at the beginning of the video? Spoilers, my bad. So if you have not seen this one, but if you have not seen fucking WrestleMania 2000, but want to, I recommend go watching that and coming back here if you wish. But for those of you who do not care about spoilers, stay tuned. So that concludes the undercard portion of WrestleMania 2000, and we are now on to what I would consider to be the primary matches of the night. Which, first of these matches is the Triangle Ladder match for the World Tag Team Championships. It is Edge and Christian versus Matt and Jeff Hardy of the Hardy Boys versus Bubba Ray and Devon the Dudley Boys, who are the champions at this time. Bell to bell, this match is roughly 23 minutes long, and they really put these 23 minutes to good use, I'm not gonna lie. This match rules. Some notable spots are, okay, so you have 2 ladders set up next to each other. Christian is on one of them, Bubba Ray's on the other. Bubba Ray grabs Christian and hits like the second half of the 3D off the ladder and onto the mat, which was awesome. Another notable match, or another notable spot is you have Bubba Ray. Oh my gosh, this fucking notes. I'm just leaving. Is fucking Bubba Ray. He's lying on the mat, and Matt and Jeff Hardy are on like opposing ladders on each side. And Matt Hardy dives off the ladder, not off the very top, but like halfway up the ladder. Dives off the ladder, hits Bubba Ray with a leg drop. Jeff Hardy comes off the other ladder with a splash. It was awesome. Another, hold on, give me 1 second. Oh shit, hold on. Oh yes, I forgot about this one. Edge and Christian superplex Devon Dudley off a ladder, which was awesome. Okay, I'm gonna say awesome a lot during this video, I'm not gonna lie. Then you have Edge and Jeff Hardy, who are like climbing on the same ladder. So there's 3 ladders set up right now. Every guy in my bad. Shit. Every guy involved in the match is on the ladders right now, and Edge and Jeff Hardy are on one of the ladders, and next to them real close is Devon Dudley. Devon Dudley fucking pushes the ladder, and Edge and Jeff Hardy go from the ladder that is set up inside the ring, go over the top onto the outside of the ring, which is a fucking crazy ass drop. Like, I know that shit hurts, man. That is not okay. But, you know, it made for an awesome moment, and I gotta give them props for like just putting their bodies on the line to entertain the crowd, you feel me? Let me see here. So the match ends when Edge and Christian capture the World Tag Team Championships to become champions, okay? So in my opinion, not in my opinion, what am I saying, bro? So I had personally predicted that it would be the Hardy Boys going over, but I'm not upset at the result. You know, and all of these guys earned their fucking spot in the match. You could make a case for every team to become champion. I am not upset at the result. Although I do kind of wish that it would have been the Hardy Boys going over, but it's Edge and Christian's time. I'm not going to hate on it. If you have never seen this match, I highly suggest that you seek this one out. This is a must-watch match if you've never seen it. Next up, we got a segment. It's an interview type deal. It's Kevin Kelly interviewing Linda McMahon and Mick Foley. Mick Foley is basically out here saying that he's grateful for the opportunity to main event WrestleMania. Legitimately, okay? He's legitimately in the main event of WrestleMania, okay? And he basically says that he's going to win the championship. So we'll see. Stay tuned. We'll see if he does. Next up, we have the special cat fight. It is Terry Runnels versus the Cat. Terry is accompanied by Fabulous Moolah, and the Cat is accompanied by Mae Young. This match is about 3-ish minutes. Fucking Val Venus is the special guest referee, and he is wearing this shirt that is absolutely ridiculous and kind of fire. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want this shirt, so I may or may not seek this one out. Val Venus is the special guest referee. The shirt is it's like dripping white text. It's supposed to look like cum, so it kind of, minor spoiler for the fucking what it says on the shirt. But what it says on the shirt is on the front side, it says I am cocked. On the back side, it says locked and ready to unload. You could not, well, maybe you could. No, never mind. What am I saying? WWE today would not let that shit slide. They would not sell that type of merch. But, you know, at the time, in my opinion, it's a fire shirt. I'm not gonna lie. I may seek that one out. But anyways, yeah, like I said, the match was like roughly 3 minutes long. The way you win this match is you have to toss your opponent out of the ring, and who's ever left standing in the ring wins the match. So the Cat tosses out Terry Runnels out of the ring twice in the match. However, both times that this happens, Val Venus is distracted by Mae Young, okay? Mae Young during this time is absolutely ridiculous. She's fucking having a love affair with, not really affair, she's romantically involved with Mark Henry, okay? Mark Henry, Sexual Chocolate, which I can't believe they fucking didn't include this guy on the card, but I get it. You can only include so many people at WrestleMania. But anyways, yeah, she's romantically involved with Mark Henry, gives birth to the Hand, is getting put through tables by the Dudley Boys. You know, she's just on a rampage. So, yeah, Val Venus gets distracted by Mae Young both times. The first time, Mae Young is, like, lifting up her shirt, trying to reveal her puppies as hold on, let me do an impression. Puppies! Nah, I fucked that one up, whatever. You know, Jerry Lawler style, and basically titties, right, if you don't know. The second time that Mae Young fucking distracts Val Venus is when this broad literally just straight up fucking starts kissing him, bro. Just starts making out with him. And Val Venus, mind you, is like saying that he's twice her size is like an over exaggeration, but you understand the point. He's much larger compared to her. She's much older than he is, so he can easily push this broad off him. But he's just not, you know, which leads me to believe, in kayfabe at least, that Val Venus is low-key enjoying some of Mae Young's tongue down his throat. I'm not gonna lie. In kayfabe, that's what it tells me. So yeah, that's happening. The fucking crowd loses their mind when they see that shit. So Terry Runnels gets thrown out the ring. but is fucking... She gets put back into the ring by Fabulous Moolah, but before that happens, Moolah pulls out the cat from the ring, then throws Terry Runnels back in the ring. Maybe I got that order wrong, but you understand the point. Throws her back in the ring. Fucking Mae Young finally gets off of Val Venus. Val Venus turns around, sees that Terry Runnels is the only person left in the ring, and calls for the match. That's it. Terry Runnels is the winner of the match. However, the segment is not over, guys. We have a little fight between Mae Young and Fabulous Moolah. Fabulous Moolah ends up in the corner, like sitting in the corner, right? One of the corner turnbuckle areas, right? And fucking Mae Young's calling for the Bronco Buster. Mae Young ends up hitting the Bronco Buster onto Fabulous Moolah. Big pop from the crowd. They fucking love that shit. What else? What am I missing here? Yeah, no, that was basically it. That was basically it for the match. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention one more thing. Is that the cat ends up like tearing off Terry Runnels' pants, which reveals her bare ass cheeks. So that also got a big crowd from the pop for obvious reasons, okay? For obvious reasons. This match was not a technical masterpiece, but it fucking executed the idea of the match to a T. Like, you truly like, this was less of a technical match and more so of a fight, right? A cat fight. It's in the name of the match. So it was very entertaining. They executed the idea like damn near perfectly, and it was awesome, man. It was awesome. The next match is the 6-person tag match. It is Eddie Guerrero, Perry Saturn, and Dean Malenko versus Chyna and Too Cool. Too Cool being comprised of Scotty 2 Hotty and Grandmaster Sexay. Alright, so Scotty 2 Hotty hits the worm on both Perry Saturn and Dean Malenko, which was awesome because, listen, man, if you don't know the worm, fucking Scotty 2 Hotty, he hops around WORM, which at this time, the WORM chant is not solidified, but, you know, he hops around, drops down on his stomach, and starts doing the worm, right? Starts doing the worm, gets back up, he does a hoo, boom, like fucking karate chops this motherfucker. Big fucking reaction from the crowd every time. Every time you see fucking Scotty 2 Hotty going like this, crowd goes ape shit. Every time. So yeah, that happens. Fucking Perry Saturn does a picture perfect elbow drop, but guess what, motherfucks? He missed. He fucking missed the elbow drop, bro. It was so perfect. Like, if you could imagine what an elbow drop looks like, Perry Saturn does that, but misses. It was so unfortunate. The look on his face, he had like a look of like disappointment and annoyance. It's a very understandable reaction. But fuck, that could have possibly been one of the greatest elbow drops of all time had it landed, but it didn't. But I will fucking give Perry Saturn some credit. Is, you know, even though he missed, he hits the mat but almost immediately bounces back up, which is like pretty cool. I've never seen anybody like bounce back from an elbow drop like that before. So yeah, he misses completely. Fucking Chyna power bombs Eddie Guerrero, grabs Eddie Guerrero by his nuts, bro. His fucking face is like if you were to imagine what a guy's face would look like when their fucking like nuts are getting like squeezed to death, is Eddie Guerrero's face. He's absolutely in pain. Chyna hoists him up overhead, right? Overhead press, and then proceeds to slam his ass onto the mat. Chyna ends up pinning Eddie Guerrero to win the match, which is awesome. Okay, this is in like leading up to the eventual romantic deal between Chyna and Eddie Guerrero, which is gonna be awesome. I can't wait to witness that shit. So yeah, it was a very enjoyable tag match. Next up is a segment Shane McMahon and Big Show. Big Show is wearing a shirt that says Big Nasty Bastard, a sleeveless shirt that says Big Nasty Bastard, which is crazy because just a few months before this, the Big Boss Man is like having a deal with the Big Show, and he's like, his main deal with the Big Show of getting inside Big Show's head is making fun of Big Show's dead dad, who then Big Boss Man ends up going to visit Big Show's mom and makes Big Show's mom confess that the Big Show is a bastard on live TV. Like, he has a fucking camera like pointed like secretly, right? And then you gotta fucking see that. He was like, look over there, you just fucking announced to the world that your son is a bastard. And she was like fucking sobbing and shit. Big Show is pissed, right? And you know, I think it's kind of insane that the Big Show is just owning the fact that he's a bastard. So I don't know, make of that what you will. But anyways, this segment is just Shane McMahon putting over Big Show crazy, and Big Show just saying that he's gonna become WWF champion. Will he? We'll find out. Up next is the Two Falls triple threat match for both Intercontinental Championship and European Championship. Now, what does Two Falls mean exactly? The first fall, whoever gets the first fall becomes Intercontinental Champion. Whoever gets the second fall becomes European Champion, okay? So it's Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit versus Kurt Angle, who is the double champion at this time. This match is roughly 14 minutes long, and they really make good use of their time. It's a lot of suplexes. It's a very technical match and is like the best in-ring match of the night. So Chris Benoit hits Jericho with a diving headbutt and pins Jericho to become the Intercontinental Champion. The match continues for the European Championship belt. Benoit goes for the headbutt onto Kurt Angle, but Kurt Angle moves out the way, allowing Jericho to fucking hit the lion salt onto Chris Benoit to become the European champion, my bad. In my opinion, the MVP of this match is Chris Benoit. He just brings the intensity every single time. It's very awesome. I know what he did, guys. I know, but you know, you can't deny his talent as a wrestler in the ring. So he's very awesome in the ring, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Next segment is Michael Cole interviewing Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon says that he may or may not get involved. Same thing with the rest of the McMahon family. They may or may not get involved, but he promises, regardless of his involvement or not, that he will make it right. Right, whatever that means. It's very vague. He will make it right. It cuts to Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Triple H basically says, "I'm the game," right? And like, he's saying that he will not lose because I am that damn good, you know, type shit. So we'll see. Next match is the Road Dogg teaming up with X-Pac versus Rikishi Fatu, who is the same as Rikishi, if you have no idea. They just tacked on Fatu for whatever reason. Rikishi Fatu versus Kane. Let me start over. It's Road Dogg and X-Pac teaming up versus Rikishi Fatu and Kane. So it's another tag match. Bell to bell, this is like less than 5 minutes long. Rikishi comes out wearing a tribal necklace of sorts. It's more floral than Roman Reigns' like pepperish looking deal. I in my opinion, it's a lot more visually appealing than Roman Reigns' necklace there. Oh yeah, Rikishi hits the stink face onto Tori, who Tori at this time is an absolute bitch. Fuck Tori, but like, she's hot as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like fucking drooling over her. No, I'm not, but you know, it's understandable if you would. But fuck Tori. You know, she's over here fucking, I don't want to say treating Kane like shit, but you know, she leaves Kane for X-Pac, which I don't know. Tori's a weird bitch during this time, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, Tori gets the stink face from Rikishi. Kane ends up hitting the tombstone pile driver onto X-Pac and pins X-Pac to win the match. Essentially putting an end to their deal, right? Jim Ross on commentary says that Tori has a terminal case of ass breath, which was awesome. Fucking Too Cool comes out and, you know, starts to dance with Rikishi and the San Diego Chicken, which I'm guessing is a mascot for the San Diego baseball team, I guess. I'm not too familiar with sports. Yeah, the San Diego Chicken is about to get chokeslammed by Kane, but the chicken is saved by none other than Pete Rose, who I'm guessing is a baseball player, just judging by the fact that he was holding a baseball bat. So yeah, Pete Rose saves the chicken, but Rose ends up getting fucking chokeslammed by Kane, and then Paul Bearer fucking starts doing the DX crotch chop over his monkey ass. All right, and the crowd fucking loses their mind over that shit. Match was very. Oh wait, hold on. Before I continue, fucking. So after the choke slam crotch chop, Pete Rose is dragged to the corner and receives a stink face from Rikishi, bro. It's very entertaining. I really enjoyed this match. It was short, but it really did not need to be anything long. Anyways, guys, we've made it. We are finally at the main event of WrestleMania 2000. It is a fatal 4-way elimination match for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. It is Mick Foley versus The Big Show versus The Rock versus Triple H, who is the champion at this time. The match is roughly, I want to say, it's under 40 minutes. A little over 30 minutes. Roughly 35 minutes, something like that. So I mentioned that the McMahons are in the corner of each competitor. I forgot to mention that Vince is in the corner of The Rock. So Shane is in the corner of The Big Show. Linda McMahon is in the corner of Mick Foley, and Stephanie McMahon is obviously with Triple H. So, with that being established, the story of this match kind of rules. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna delve into that before I go over the match itself. So the story of the match: Triple H is obviously the champion, so he's got a main event at WrestleMania, right? Fucking The Rock and Big Show are in the match because they were the last two people in the Royal Rumble of that year. But there was controversy over who actually won the match. Historically, The Rock is considered the winner of that Royal Rumble of the year 2000, because, you know, they fucking ring the bell, they play his music, whatever. He's acknowledged as the winner of the match. However, the true winner of the match is The Big Show, because the finish was as such that fucking The Rock gets thrown out, right? He's hanging onto the ropes, but his feet touch the floor, but, you know, nobody sees it happen. And fucking he like kind of does a Hurricane Rana of sorts onto Big Show, so Big Show goes crashing down onto the floor, and he's considered to be the last one eliminated, leaving The Rock as the winner of the match. But that's not the case, as I just stated, because The Rock's feet touched first before the Big Show was even, like, you know, touching the floor or whatever. But nobody saw, so he's considered to be the winner of the match. And the reason that Mick Foley is in the match is because he he'd been retired, but Linda McMahon came back and decided to basically fulfill Mick Foley's dream of main eventing WrestleMania. So he's just inserted into the match. But also he's got, you know, in the lead up to WrestleMania, it's starting to rain now. In the lead up to WrestleMania, fucking Mick Foley was in a program with Triple H. You know, Triple H is the reason that Mick Foley was originally fired, but The Rock called for Mick Foley to be reinstated. That happens. Mick Foley gets reinstated, comes back as Cactus Jack instead of Mankind. And then Cactus Jack, aka Mick Foley, has a deal with Triple H. Fucking, they have an awesome match at the Royal Rumble. They have an awesome match, Hell in a Cell match at No Way Out. And then fucking, since Mick Foley lost that match, he had to retire. But, you know, as I said, Linda McMahon comes back and brings him back for one night only and grants him fucking in the main event of WrestleMania, which is kind of badass, you know. So this is his last chance, right, to fucking become WWF champion, whatever. So anyways, onto the match itself. Mick Foley hits Big Show in the back with a chair. Big Show ends up walking straight into a rock bottom from The Rock, and The Rock eliminates his monkey ass. So Big Show's out of here. Mick Foley and Triple H gang up on The Rock, which at first to me didn't make a whole lot of sense, judging that Mick Foley and The Rock have history together as the Rock and Sock connection. And also, like I said previously, The Rock is the one who called for Mick Foley to be reinstated. But, you know, in my opinion, I mean, at first I was like, what the fuck? Like, what is he doing? But it makes sense because, you know, it's everyone for themselves in the match. There's no real allies in the match, right? And also, The Rock is like the primary babyface of the match. So you do need two people to gang up on him in order for the crowd to feel sympathy for The Rock. So it does make sense, you know, in that sense. It was perfectly understandable why they decided to make that decision. So Mick Foley gets a pedigree from Triple H, but manages to kick out at 2. But the second time, Triple H ends up hitting a pedigree onto a chair, which is enough to eliminate Mick Foley from the match. So now it's just The Rock and Triple H. Give me 1 second here. Oh yeah, Vince McMahon is finally deciding to get involved in the match. Goes into the ring with a steel chair. Goes to hit Triple H with a steel chair to the head, but last second fucking snaps, and you know, he's like swinging towards Triple H, but last second, boom, just to the side, hits The Rock over the head with the chair. Triple H goes for the cover. 1, 2, kick out. Fucking Vince is like, what? That son of a bitch, right? Like, he's all pissed off, right? Goes to fucking hit The Rock one more time over the head with this chair. Fucking, and then Triple H goes for the pinning one more time, defeats The Rock to retain the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Fucking The Rock is pissed off. Like, I've never seen The Rock so angry in his life, guys. Like, he goes in there, fucking a rock bottom to Shane McMahon, a rock bottom to Vince McMahon, a rock bottom to Stephanie McMahon, and the most electrifying move in sports entertainment, the people's elbow onto Stephanie McMahon's monkey ass. Listen, man. Even though that Triple H ended up coming on top for this WrestleMania, the one, in my opinion, who got the last laugh was The Rock for laying the smackdown on 3 McMahons that night. That had to feel so good in kayfabe for him. But yeah, that was WrestleMania 2000. I really enjoyed the show. The first 3 matches, in my opinion, are skips. But yeah, if you start watching from the triangle ladder match to the main event, you will not be disappointed. You will be entertained. Guaranteed entertainment. But yeah, with all that being said, I'm out this bitch.